I'm going to be taking a look at a Moves magazine. This is issue number 76 from the summer of 1993. The cover article is Napoleon's First Battles, so this is going to be very heavy on Joe Miranda's, one of his earlier Napoleonic systems. And the cover article is Napoleon's First Battles. It looks at the combat systems that he uses. It has the assault combat results table, a game summary, a bombardment results table. You've got a couple of color pictures there of the game map, with the idea of a replay. The replay is between Alan Emmerich and Gary Smith again. It's called It Takes Two to Marengo, a replay of the Decision Games Napoleon's First Battles quad. So this is a fairly long article written in the style of two guys playing a game, but bringing some historical aspects in, but also the fact that there's two guys sitting at a table playing the game. That's kind of how this goes. It's got a lot of pictures, but they are dated from compared to what we have now with people that take digital pictures and have them online. But that game is played to a completion on the Marengo scenario, and then Miranda has written his article basically on analysis of what he was trying to do, and he has talking about his take on zones of control, friction, combat strengths, how he got them, engineering, the orders of battle, strategies for the game. And actually, he has a little written strategy, several paragraphs on each of the four battles in the game. Now, I have a copy of Napoleon's First Battles, but mine is kind of in a special presentation that is included as a bonus in Emperor's First Battles. So Emperor's First Battles is the same system covering Austerlitz and Jena Auerstadt, but it has that first game in it. It has the pyramids and Marengo and Arcola and one other one. So it's a fairly simple system, but I definitely derived enjoyment out of it back when I played it. So there's a lot of coverage of this game. So if you have any of those, Move 76 has a lot of, good reading about what you have in that game. There's an analysis article called Embracing the Angry Winds, the Rebel Invasions, 1862 and 1864, Perryville, and Embrace an Angry Wind. And so this is Perryville. It's part of the Civil War Brigade series. This was designed by David Powell. The series, of course, is Dean Essig's. So this is Perryville, I believe Kentucky, 1862. And then you have Embrace an Angry Wind, which is also, this one was designed by Dean Essig. And it's got Spring Hill and Franklin in November of 1864. This one's really interesting because this is the one that has, Hood was on a lot of painkillers. So he has a chart that you roll on to find out, is he completely conked out or is he acting crazy, manic or whatever. And, so he can have different ratings as a commander. Anyway, this is an analysis by Robert Schindler. He's looking at stuff like the graphics, the rule books, how a lot of this is about the Civil War Brigade series and how it works. But there is an example of play in here on Chaplin River. There's some coverage of the Perryville scenarios and strategies for those. There is also section covering Embrace an Angry Wind with scenarios and Union and Rebel strategies for that. So I was really interested because I have all of the Civil War Brigade series, so any coverage on that I really enjoy reading. There's also an article in here by Stuart Tucker called Admiral of the Ocean Sea. It's basically a Viceroy's expansion that I don't have Viceroys and I've never played it, but I know some people really like that game. And it zeroes in on a Columbus aspect, a Columbus scenario, and some adjustments that you might make. And also involves Chinese. So I don't know much about it, but there's a lot of details in this article covering ratings and and systems like that. There's also another article in here called Plainsville First National Held Up, an analysis of gunslingers showdown, the bank robbery. So I guess this is the bank robbery scenario. Again, I have never played Gunslinger and I don't have it. I think it is probably too tactical for my tastes. When you're measuring time passing in a matter of seconds. But I'm sure that makes it realistic. But Tom Cundiff wrote an article here talking about strategy and, the bank robbers, the townspeople are the two sides, how to deal with the first 5 turns, and he breaks it down like how you deal with the kid, the drifter, and the different characters in this. So that's what you get in this issue, number 76 of Moves Magazine. So I hope you enjoyed this trip through memory lane here, and if you have any comments on any of these games or the articles, please drop them down below, and I hope you have a great day.